Alrighty, so Thunderbolts has been getting rave reviews amongst critics and audience alike. Now, including yours truly, because I went to see the movie about a week ago, and I was telling you guys that I had a good time actually watching the movie. Now, I didn't think it was the greatest thing in the world, and I done told you guys that I did not like the ending. It was very anticlimactic, but I still gave it a good rating because of the effort that they put in it, and for the fact that they didn't wokeify the movie in any shape or form. Although some people will see wokeness needle in a haystack, no matter what you do, MCU at this particular point in time, because that's the bitter taste that you have left in people's mouths. But overall, a lot of people have liked this particular movie, and like I said, I also liked the movie because they stayed true to the characters. The story just wasn't the greatest, but they stayed true to the characters, and the actors were brilliant. Chemistry was okay, was great, not okay, was great. So I really can't complain much about any of those things. Plus the outside marketing, these characters didn't bash the original characters and say anything bad about them. They did the right thing. All the actors in this movie have marketed it the way actors should be, and they've really kept that air of mystique, which has led to these great ratings that you see when it comes to, or great reviews when it comes to the Rotten Tomatoes. So on Rotten Tomatoes as we speak, well, it is seeing 88% from the critics review as well as 94% from the audience. So the audience and the critics, they like it, and normally this should translate into butts in seats at the movie theaters. However, if you actually check what's going on in the movie theaters, it is not good at all, as Thunderbolt bombs with 74 million at the box office, second worst MCU opening at this particular point in time, and the only movie it is actually better than, or let me say at this point in time, if you're actually looking at considering inflation or factoring inflation, it's only better than the Marvels. It's even worse than the Eternals. As expected, following Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts is the next box office bomb from Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios. Thunderbolts actually scores the second worst MCU opening of all time when you factor in inflation, only outperforming the Marvels. It fails to even beat the Eternals. Now, the Eternals, if you guys remember, a couple of years ago when it came out, you know, on its first weekend, it made about $71 million. Now, if you actually factor in inflation, that should be about $78 or $79 million in today's world. Yeah, it doesn't even do quite as well as the Eternals if you factor in inflation. So that's really bad, and that has led to Marvel being in a state of panic at this particular point in time, and they are trying to do anything that they possibly could to actually salvage this movie, as Thunderbolts flop leads to new Avengers title change, which is quite a shame. It is really quite sad because we're only just getting to know these characters and we're actually just getting used to them. And me in particular, I felt that this particular title is not the problem of this movie at all. Thunderbolts is a good title to this movie. It's just that these characters are not popular. Not a lot of people care about them because you didn't do the passing of the torch properly. You destroyed the previous character that people loved, and then you want to just shove new characters in people's faces, and it's just not going to work that way, even if these characters are good, which they actually are. But this is what they are now trying to do, because Disney, or shall I say Kevin Feige and the MCU, are actually in panic mode right now. And this is the problem here. It's not like as if other people haven't tried this before. If you guys recall Harley Quinn, they actually tried the exact same thing with the Harley Quinn and the Fantabulous Birds of Prey, or was it the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Harley Quinn was the original or initial title, and then they changed the title into Harley Quinn or something of that nature. So the title change also brings up a similar situation with DC's Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie. Well, how did that work out? What follows, I suggest no spoilers warning is necessary, as after being in the theaters for only 4 days, Marvel has spoiled things themselves, revealing that the Thunderbolts are now the new Avengers. Now, given that in the movies they never really bear that name, Thunderbolts, the only person that actually mentioned them being Thunderbolts or should be Thunderbolts was actually the Red Guardian that was screaming about it, but they never accepted it. But over the course of the movie, towards the end of the movie, it seems like they were facing some kind of a lawsuit from maybe Sam Wilson or someone, I can't even remember at this point in time, for using the name The Avengers. And it seems like they are now looking at, the new Avengers, because that's what Allegra called them when she was introducing them to the public through the media and whatnot, saying that these are the new Avengers. So they've decided to change the name at this particular point in time after a week of release, or after 4 or 5 days of release, to Thunderbolts. So how exactly are people reacting to it? Let's just check out this particular video of them unveiling the new name in the Twitter and see what people are saying regarding this. So check this out. Man, this is just sad. This is just sad. This goes to show that they never really had any faith in this particular movie to start with, because this looks like something that they've already pre-planned before now. It's not easy to get all of these actors together all at once in just a short period of time to actually do this unveiling. So, what are people saying exactly? Well, this other person here says, wait, is this legit? Some people don't believe it yet. Another person said, so now you can change the title, huh? Another person said, is this real name change or what? Right? And yeah, one other person said this was planned. It indicates Marvel's faith in the film was shaky, and this was a backup plan for if they didn't open as high as they wanted. This makes me sad. As a huge Marvel fan, this saddens me. Yeah, this is absolutely sad, to be honest with you guys. Another person said, what happened to the young Avengers? I need an MCU TV series for this. Well, there are some people that are still, you know, there will always be normies that will always love, no matter what you put out there, they will always love this. Another person said, fire everyone in your marketing department. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Wow, Thunderbolts is the new Avengers. People are laughing at them. To me, this is just so pitiful. I mean, there's even another video marketing of you know, you get what you call it, Sebastian Stan actually also changing the poster. Let's have a look at that one too. Yep, so that's Sebastian Stan. Sees the poster, changing the poster. So this is marketing right there. This is Disney marketing right there. Boom, the new Avengers. Right? So that's him changing the posters from bus station to bus station, you know, and shaking his head, nodding in reference. Yes, I've done a good job in doing this. But this is going to hurt this movie, in my own personal opinion, more than anything else. Harley Quinn, they tried to do it, and it actually hurt them, and it hurt them bigly. And what did they come out doing afterwards? They started blaming men, saying men did not want to see a superhero or an anti-hero that happens to be a woman that is the protagonist of a certain movie. And they were blaming toxic masculinity back then, and so on and so forth, until the demographics of people that went to see the movie showed up, and it turns out that 56% of the people that went to see that particular movie were men. So that whole argument just died. Where were the women? The women weren't showing up to see Harley Quinn. So there were even more men that went to see Harley Quinn movie than women did. So it's just crazy out here how they want to blame things on men, blame things on straight men, blame things on, you know, straight white men, or all those kind of stuff, but it really doesn't work out. But this time around, it seems like Disney has learned, because I am yet to see anybody, any media outlet there, come out and blame the fans for anything that is happening. Matter of fact, if you want to blame anybody, there's nobody else to blame than, you know, Kevin Feige, the MCU themselves, or Disney. And it seems like Kevin Feige is actually now blaming Disney, because they are getting a lot of pressure to put out so many things out there. And one of you guys left me a comment actually that actually gives you an insight to how people are actually feeling. It's from Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend, who says, missed you because I haven't been online for a while by the time I made that video, and then said, I'm so burnt out from big franchises and IP movie pumping out quantity over quality, so it's been hard to trust these movies coming out lately. Glad you liked it, glad to see your face again, and I'm also glad to always hear from you as well. Really happy to hear from you. So in any case, you guys, this is how a lot of people feel, because if you think about it, in the first three phases of the MCU, they had about 22 movies or 22 projects out there. Now, given they had other small projects running concurrently with these big projects, and those projects might have been up to about 20 something projects or 15 projects or thereabout, but bear in mind that those were ABC/Netflix projects in conjunction with the MCU. Those were not really canonized projects. You're talking about your Luke Cage, your Daredevil, your Punisher, and so on and so forth, Jessica Jones. They were not really, you know, canonized with the MCU. They were things that we know we associate with the Marvels, you know, comic books and so on and so forth, but they were not canonized with the MCU up until Mark Murdock showed up in Spider-Man No Way Home, I think, or something like of that nature. Yeah, I think it's Spider-Man No Way Home. He showed up in the beginning where he caught the break and stuff like that. I keep forgetting the names of all the Spider-Man. Is either No Way Home or Far From Home or Homecoming or whatever. Yeah, I actually got all three right. Yeah, so that's where you have it. Too many projects that were being handled. And people really didn't get the fatigue back then because that was a Netflix thing, that was an ABC thing from all those smaller projects, not directly from the MCU, but from phase 4 to now. And bear in mind, the MCU projects were only 22 over a period of 11 years, from 2008 to 2011. But from 2000 to 2019, but from 2019 to 2025, over 6 years, they have over 30 projects. 30 projects, and we're talking about series. It's hard for people to keep up. People need to have a life. And where they have gotten to now is that Marvel, because of Disney Plus, have decided to start producing movies as quickly as people are making content. It's almost like as if they're making content. And majorly, if you look at their movies, what they're doing is the same thing that content creators are doing, which is actually leaving political opinion and trying to lecture people on a consistent basis and trying to go against content creators, trying to go against the fans. Most content creators are speaking on behalf of the fans. Most of us who are putting things out there are talking on behalf of the fans, how we feel as fans, and we are mirroring and echoing what fans think. Hence why you can see that there's a lot of followership for people who actually go out there and spit the facts and mirror and echo what the fans are actually saying. That's why you get your critical drinkers, you get your neurotics, your geeks and gamers, you get your Tyrone Magnuses, you get your who else now, I don't know, Eric Julys, and so on and so forth. All of these guys are saying the exact same thing that the fans are saying. The fans are always united in how we feel. That's why we are the fans. But it seems like Disney wants to go against them and make contents, because if you look at their videos and their movies, they're like contents. They're trying to lecture us. They're trying to counter what the fans are actually saying. They're trying to counter what the people who are the content makers are making. So they're making content for Disney Plus, and it's starting to burn people out because people do not want to be lectured to. And now they are starting to trace back their steps, and now cater to the fans. But it seems like it's too little too late, and people just are not going for it. Nobody's really showing up for this movie, and as a desperate action, they've decided to change the name, but I don't think it's going to work. That's my opinion. And this is where we are at this particular point in time, because people are sick of the preachiness, people are sick of the whininess, and there is just too much content out there coming out from Disney Plus that people just don't care anymore. In any case, you guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, ding that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace out, it's your boy, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.